Hello guys, and welcome back to part 2 of my Peppa Pig Iceberg. Before we begin, I need to thank Phoenix and Bricks Productions, Super Fluff Bros, and AIA Dude for subscribing. If you would like to be featured in my next video, all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment about it. Now, let's begin. Now we are on Tier 3, which is almost in the middle of the iceberg. So, the first one on Tier 3 is Peppa Pig Front Face. So, Peppa Pig Front Face is a theory that's actually quite well known. I think it should be higher on the iceberg, and it should be in Tier 2, while stuff like Scottish Peppa and Scottish Gaelic Dub should be in Tier 3, because this is actually really well known. So, Peppa Front Face is basically saying that the whole show is shot from the profile angle of her face. So, the whole show we see one side of her face, and on that side of her face, there are two eyes. So, this is theorizing that if we see her face from the front, just straight on, then she will have two eyes on either side of her nose, which will give her four eyes. There is a fan drawing of this that kind of estimates what this will look like, and that's actually used as the art for this tier. So, the next one is peppafanon.fanon.com. I don't know why this is on here, while Fanon Characters is on Tier 1. Because Fanon Characters is just one page on this website, and like I said, this website is just this fan-made wiki. The next one on this iceberg is Peppa Is a Narcissist. So this was a fun one. It's basically just saying that Peppa Pig is a narcissist, and the reason for this is that she demonstrates many behaviors of narcissists. This is something that happens a lot with cartoons or other sort of books or shows, where they'll just take a character and say that they have some sort of mental illness or disorder. So the signs of a narcissist are that A, they believe that they are better than others, they love power, they are bossy, they are apathetic, and just general things like that. And Peppa Pig demonstrates a lot of those behaviors. One example is that in the Halloween episode, they are all dressed up as whatever they want, and they come to Peppa's house for the party. And they have this whole competition to see who has the best costume. It's a fancy dress party. And they make Peppa the judge, because, it's her party. And they make her the judge, and she looks at everyone's costumes, and in the end, she decides that she's the best. The last entry on this tier is Leaky Think Tank. Leaky Think Tank is a YouTuber on YouTube. It's like Roscoe McGillicuddy. He's another one of those Peppa Pig parody channels. As you can see at the beginning of his YouTube channel, he had, I don't know what those videos were about, but they weren't about Peppa Pig. But he posted a Peppa Pig video, and I guess it got a lot more popular than the other videos, so that's just his entire channel now. And that's all he makes videos about. So, now we are on Tier 4 out of 6. So, the first one on Tier 4 is Weird YouTube Kids Parodies. And it's basically talking about this really big controversy that was especially popular a few years ago, before there was more policing about YouTube and YouTube Kids and these kind of parody accounts, where instead of making it for older kids or adults to watch, for comedic purposes, it was basically these more disturbing videos about Peppa Pig that were edited, but the way they are made is so that the kids who are clicking on them don't realize that that is what it's about. Either they have a misleading title, or they have a normal title that tells that it's a parody, but since, 2-year-olds can't read, they still click on it. And it was this big thing, and it caused YouTube Kids to have a lot more of a stricter filtering for what videos get onto their channel. The next one is Mr. Potato is a Cannibal. So yeah, Mr. Potato is this giant anthropomorphic potato. It's this big celebrity in Peppa Pig. He has a movie, he has lots of shows, he's on every channel on Peppa Pig. I have a theory coming up about him being government brainwashing. This is saying Mr. Potato is a cannibal, and it seems like the closest thing that is ever shown in Peppa Pig is where one of the kids, they ask Have you ever eaten a potato and he just ignores it and starts singing his song about fruits and vegetables? So Peppa Pig Height was just a meme that cropped up like a couple years ago that basically says Peppa Pig is 7'1", and if you use that to calculate the rest of the characters' heights, then Daddy Pig is about 15 feet, Mommy Pig is around 12 feet 2 inches, and George is around 4 foot 6 inches. This one is also quite well known, like around the level of Peppa Pig front face, so I don't think it should be this low down. So now we are on tier 5. The first one on tier 5 is Peppa Cannibal video. I don't know why they singled this one out specifically, but it's just one of those more disturbing YouTube Kids YouTube parodies of Peppa Pig. And that's all. The next one is Peppa may have a third sibling. So this all comes from this fan-edited image of Peppa Pig that circulated a while ago, where it shows them outside of their house. It's the whole family, it's Daddy Pig, Mommy Pig. In the picture, you can see Peppa's whole family standing right outside of their house. Only the immediate family, not the grandparents. But in the house, through the window, you can see a little piggy face sticking out. And so this is where the third sibling theory comes from. But this photo is just some fan-made photo that isn't from like the company that made Peppa Pig or anything like that. Now it's the last tier, tier 6. The only entry on this tier is Peppa has depression. The only thing I could find for this was a couple of those weird Peppa Pig parodies in which Peppa Pig gets depression. One variant is in the Peppa Pig supermarket episode. They edit it so Daddy Pig says to Peppa, "You're too big." And then the edited video goes to text where it says that she got depression. I don't really know why this is on the bottom tier. I suspect that they didn't actually watch those videos and create this last entry. They just wanted some, spooky thing to end it on and just wrote Peppa has depression. But there's really not anything to it. So, that is the end of this first Peppa Pig Iceberg. There are 2 others I have found. If this video does well, I will make those as well.